Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play World of Warcraft. This is going to be episode 1 of a pretty long series, hopefully, and hopefully over time a successful series. Before I begin, we're going to be on the server Stormrage, North America. We were going to be playing the Alliance side, and I also like to let you know that if you check the description on every episode, it'll link you to my blog page. I have a page, so it's not really a post, but an actual page, where it should list all my episodes that I've created. Please note if the links are not active at the time, it means the episode's not out. Sometimes I pre-plan my episodes. They may not even be recorded, but I may be pre-planning them and just getting them ready, like what I'm hoping to do. Things will change over time. But hopefully this Let's Play series will help brand new players and maybe even intermediate players. Probably not advanced players. Hopefully those advanced players may be watching here and there and give me some tips, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are awesome at World of Warcraft, and I'm sure I can learn a few things from them. So I've decided to play Stormrage for a few reasons. Basically, one, it's the biggest Alliance server in North America. 2, it's PvE. I've played with a PvP server. In fact, I was going to do, and I had about 36 episodes recorded playing on a PvP server, but the griefing was too much. Unfortunately, on this PvP server, it was a Twitch TV / YouTube, like big, huge fanboy type server. And it was just chaos. People would spend day and night just sitting in Alliance towns and, just killing all the quest givers, which will happen still here and there. But the problem was these guys were just doing it day and night just to annoy people. Like, they would follow around maybe somebody on Twitch and, try to be, an asshat, that kind of thing. So I decided, you know what? It was time to move. The third reason for this is for PvE progression on a PvE server. This was the number 1 North America one, and I think number 6 in North America. So it was like 5 PvPs in this one. And I guess if you want to throw a 4th and 5th, or I guess 4th, the ping is really great on this server, and it's an EST server, an Eastern Standard Time, I guess, server. So it's really nice, because I can feel, even with 100 millisecond, you can feel just that slight delay compared to 50 milliseconds. So there's that kind of, So when you first start World of Warcraft, you'll get a special, window that comes up that's basically suggested realms, etc., etc. But you can go ahead and pick any realm you want. Here is sort of like what it'll look like. I think it may be a bit different like this the very first time you log in. But here is all the United States realms. I said North America because these are all the North America ones, but your count's not... Oh, okay. Tournament. Sorry. And Brazil. So here you go. I've played World of Warcraft since, was it 2003 or 2004? I was in the beta. I got my friend Andy hooked into the game quite a bit, and he's probably more of an expert in World of Warcraft than I am, in which he'll be joining me as well. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So here we are on Stormrage. We're going to create a new character. I'm going to be playing a Paladin, but before we just go ahead and create the Paladin, I'll just give you a little tour of the character creation and the Alliance and the Horde. So the Alliance and the Horde are 2 different factions. You're against each other. Basically, there is no... I was going to say, good and evil. There is no good and evil. In fact, from what I can gather in the lore, Horde are actually more a positive, free-thinking kind of society in that sense, where they're more like rebels or freedom fighters-ish. You got people like the undead who have access to the Scourge, or, I guess we're managing by Sylvania the Scourge, and they're pretty evil. They're pretty effing evil. But, when you look at Taurens, they're a pretty good race. So it actually is not just per faction, or I shouldn't say by, well, is it faction? I guess Alliance and Horde. Alliance, I guess. I should say the word alliance and alliance is going to throw things out, but coalition, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, some guys are good, some guys are bad. Like, humans are probably one of the most evil ones out of the Alliance because of their imperialism, I guess, and their corruption for that. And in a way, you could almost consider them like the Sith in Star Wars, ish. So I'm not gonna say one is good, one is bad. They're they're intermixed, and per race, they actually have quite a bit of lore into that area, where it depends. So anyways, Alliance. You got humans, dwarves, night elves, gnomes, the Draenei, which are alien species that crash-landed into Azeroth, which their ship is called, why can't I think of it? The ship is, damn it. It's a simple name, too. Oh, I can't think of it right now. It's their capital city, I think, name of it, actually. But anyways, it's a mothership that basically crashed into the planet. And as far as I know, the recent lore, I was just taking a look, which is fixed. So it's even possible that one of the expansions, they relaunched that ship into space or up in the air, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, it was a weird lore thing that was thrown in there. It was quite a surprise that they put that in there back in the Burning Crusade. Then you got the Worgans, which were the newer race. Goblins as well were the newer race. That was Cataclysm, I believe. And then Wrath of the Lich King was Death Knights as a class. Also, I don't know if it was the Burning Crusade. Did I say the Burning Crusade? Worgans were Cataclysm. And Wrath of the Lich King was Death Knights, and Mist of Pandaria was the Panda Bears. I'm just going to call them Panda Bears, plus Monk class. And then the Horde, they have the Orc, the Undead, the Tauren, the Troll, the Blood Elf, the Goblin, and the Pandaren. So the Blood Elf and the Draenei came in at basically the same time. They came in the Burning Crusade. Worgen and Goblin came in Wrath of the Lich King. And no, Cataclysm. Sorry, Cataclysm. Wrath of the Lich King was just the Death Knight class. And then one time Alliance only had Paladins and Horde only had Shamans. Now I'm not sure if that was the Burning Crusade. I think that may have been the Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. Either one, they came in so both sides could do the same ones. And then of course the Panda Bear and the Monk came in the latest expansion, Mist of Pandaria. Anyways, let's start and let me shut up, shall I? So I'm going to pick human, and I'm going to probably pick female. I'm going to teach you a little different thing here. If you're big into your looks, this may be a deciding factor. The males have broader shoulders and a broader body, and it shows off your armor a lot more. See how the shoulders look really cool? Where the females tend to have very short. You can see where the shoulders go up to almost his eye level, where if you look at the females, they only go up to about the mouth level. And it's something to keep an eye on, because if you like cool-looking, badass, flaming shoulders down the road, you may want to pick a male character just for that. The neat thing about the human female and the human male, which I like, is their weapons are pretty much identical in size. And in fact, I'm guessing they're exactly the same. But look at a class like Blood Elf and look at male to female. Their weapons are completely different in size. So you're going to want to take a look at that when you're deciding, what gender you want. And once again, you'll find the shoulders are a lot different compared to male to female. It always seems that way. I guess a big example would be actually a Tauren, an Orc, I mean. Well, Tauren probably too. Let's get something, we're a warrior, so you can see the female here. But look at the male one. Broader shoulders. It's just like huge ass. Like this is way above his head. It's like his hairline up there. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I'm just giving you some tips that I know. So now in World of Warcraft, you got a warrior, paladin, a hunter, a rogue, a priest, a shaman, a mage, a warlock, a monk, a druid, and a death knight. So basically, I'm going to name off the different specs. I'm going to kind of, if I can remember them. Warrior, DPS, tank. Paladin, DPS, tank, healer. Hunter, pure DPS. Rogue, pure DPS. Priest, healer, and DPS. Shaman, healer and DPS, and I believe Shaman has a microscopic amount of tanking possibilities. I thought they had a threat move, but I mean microscopic, like doesn't exist, never used really. Mage, pure DPS. Warlock, pure DPS. Monk, tank, DPS, healer. Druid, tank, DPS, healer, as well as the Druid has two different kind of DPSs, which are more interesting. One's balance, which is more like casting magic far away, and the other one is kitty cat, where it's like a rogue. So it's a very, very different type of class. But probably my favorite one is just I've leveled one to 80 or 70 or 60 like a dozen times, so I'm taking a break from them. Death Knight is pure DPS and tank. I shouldn't have said pure DPS, I mean DPS and tank. So hopefully that gives you an idea before selecting your character. So I'm going to go for Paladin, which you'll find that I play more around like classes that have more than one feature to them. So, you know, a healer or tank, or, well, I mean, at that point it's a DPS as well, but, you know, a healer, tank, DPS, or a DPS healer, or a DPS maybe tank. The thing is, you'll find that I also usually only play just the DPS on it. But I like in the back of my head that I have more possibilities that maybe down the road that I'll use them if, you know, they're required, or if I, you know, like them or get used to them. So here we go. We're going to pick a female Paladin. Pretty little thing. And they use maces. Back in the day, oh man. Paladins, I'm going to say this right now, I'm pretty sure when I played Paladin back in vanilla, it was the most hardest class to play. No range at all. The leveling was the worst grinding speed ever. You used to swing and then be like 1, 2, 3, swing. 1, 2, 3, and you always had to reactivate your I forget what they're called, symbols or something, over and over, and it was just beyond frustrating. But things have changed then. You know what? I'm going to try to see if the name Cabin is taken. I'm 100% sure it is. This is, like I said, one of the biggest servers out there. So, first thing you do is you can pick your skin color. I like to get a mix of both, you know. I'm more the mixture. Actually, I don't know, something like that. Face, sometimes it's hard to pick a face. There's some interesting ones in here. I don't know why they have... Well, that one's an evil, grumpy one. That's fine. This one I don't understand. It looks like she was beaten and smashed in multiple times. I've never figured out why Blizzard left that one in there. I'm looking for something a little cute, spicy, innocent, maybe. It's hard to choose. I guess I should look at the right here a bit more. You do. Maybe that one. Yeah, I think I'll take that one. Hairstyle. Lots of hairstyles to choose from. This one is usually, I think, my favorite, right? Yeah, it was. So this one I like. The multi-layered, you know. I just like it, don't ask me. Hair color, instant. It'll always be either black, but I don't like World of Warcraft black because it's got too much white into it. Or this one here, where it's like the more darker red. I'm not into like the ginger as much, so I like the darker red. This is kind of sad that we're talking about this, but we're doing it. Piercing, multiple piercings. You can have them on your ear. Unfortunately, you're unable to see the beautiful nipple piercings that they have there, but I know you WoW devs have them there. You sick. No. Honestly, though, they just have piercings for the nose. I think they can flip either side, and then they got piercings on for the ears. But with this hairdo, you don't really notice them. And I think I'm going to go pierceless this time. I do like the cute little nose one, but I think I'll go pierceless this time. Well, let's get the nose one. Let's do it. Sure, why not? Yeah, we'll do it there on the left side, a little hidden. Okay. Finish. So the name is unavailable, which I knew this would happen. So now I got to... hold on. Got to think of a name. Which could last forever. Like, still. I don't even, you know. Yeah, like, I'm looking up a name generator here, which like short name, you know, Iana, like Shy, or was that Shies? Oh, that's cool. I have a Bank Now character, and Bank Now should have nothing unless if Andy sent it. So the last server we played, Andy decided he would like to keep his level 90. So, since I was pretty good at it, I decided to have him send me the gold to my character, to this new account. And I asked him to send it to the bank one. So of course I have no mail yet, so we won't even talk about that. Bank character is also a good idea to have, because it's easy to send some of your random items to that without having to worry about, oh, bank space, etc., etc. So something to keep in mind when you're considering hunting down, you know, a lot of loot and stuff. So here we go. We're gonna log in first time, and there's a bit of an intro, so I'm gonna shut up and let you listen.
Emboldened by the return of their heroic king, Varian Wrynn, the proud humans of Stormwind led the Alliance to victory in its war against the dreaded Lich King. While successful, the campaign in Northrend proved costly, and the humans now seek to bolster their strategic holdings throughout the world. Under Varian's daring leadership, humanity now braces itself for a renewed conflict with its perennial enemy, the Horde. Yet, as the great cataclysm rips across the world, familiar threats have once again arisen closer to home. It now falls to you to defend the kingdom and uphold the honor of humanity.
I'm back. I actually went and ran and got a drink while that was happening. So, here we are. Woo! First, we have a lot of add-ons. I'm going to go through those down the road, but I'm going to list them out what I have. Basically, Auctioneer, Bagnon, basically, like, all your bags are in one. Auctionator, not Actioneer, Auctionator is an add-on that just... Nice, simple add-on that makes selling things easier, and you can, like, see, you know, what something's worth down the road if you scan it. I have a cools down, so... When we use this, it puts like a timer on there, so 2 minutes, and once it gets down to 60 seconds, it will also, I should turn this down so you can hear me again, it'll also say, you know, 59, 58, etc. Deadly boss mods, which is basically for dungeons, killing bosses. It tells you little things like, you know, he's about to do something, or run this way, things like that. A little kind of an add-on to help you fight in raids and dungeons a little better. Gather, which I forgot to install the database, so I'll do that for my next episode, which will basically help list anything in, ooh. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen the new map here. Holy crap, that's a nice looking map. Huh. Anyways, I'm just admired by the name. You'll get lots of invites. I'm actually going to join a level 25 one to get some Hero Loom gear in the future for rep. Then we're going to be starting our own guild, or at least Andy may be creating it, but we'll be joining that and working with that. We got the Gather mod, which basically it'll show you gather nodes, or when you gather, it'll add nodes to your map so you can follow them. We have GTFO, which is a mod basically like you're in an AoE, it'll start going, it'll yell at you and scream at you, and basically you're like, ah, and you run away. It's just basically if you're an idiot, it'll remind you. We got this mic scrolling battle text, which is a nicer looking battle text. So if we hit this rabbit, you'll see it kind of goes on the side here. That's level 13. We're looking for 25. And then we have this Nug combo bar, which I don't know how it works, nor do we have any use for it right now. It's later on in the Paladin's life. We have Postal, which adds some features like open all your mail. You can also have some different options of like what you want to open, etc., etc. We have Recount, which you type in Recount Show, and it was on the screen when we first logged in. It'll watch your DPS, it'll watch your party's DPS. It'll be something really nice to see. Oh, somebody leveled, I guess. It's something really nice to see down the road, to get an idea of how your DPS is and things like that. seeing if you're doing anything right. Something called Silver Dragon, which will help find some rare mobs to kill. Rare mobs are awesome because they'll give you usually a quest worth of EXP, and they're sort of like worth having it like that. And then Titan panel, which is up here, which is just a nice little panel just to display some simple information you can change. This tells you, my home location right now. This tells me my EXP per hour, which is nice. You can right-click it and reset it. Time to level, etc. It tells you my gold earn per hour, things like that. And look at this, we got a level 25, so we'll join the level 25. And how many people are on? 12, but no big deal. We got the bags add-on here. It tells you how much items are in your bag, 1 of 16. Tells you your durability. Over here it tells you the time. We already have the time anyways. And then you have other features that you can add in, like loot types. Performance is a nice one to add. So basically 60 FPS. I enable vertical sync, and I suggest you doing the same because basically what happens is your video card it shouldn't overheat. I mean, if your video card's good, etc., but you get dust over time, hardware issues, etc., things start to go south anyways. The whole point of the vertical sync is to cap the FPS, which I have it capped at basically 60, or if it's doing worse than that, it'll do like 30 or something, but overall, it's just capped FPS. And then this one tells you how many memory usage of the client. Basically, I think that's add-ons, how much in, and it tells you, look, bandwidth in, bandwidth out, realm latency, which is doing about 53. Game world latency is 54. So I guess if the server's like starting to die, really slow down, it'll change that up a bit for you. But yeah, just good for stats. And there's other little features. Plus, there's other ones out there where you can, in fact, get more information or like more other like things out of the Titan panel and display more information, so that's kind of cool. The loot type here, loot type's not really touched as much as it used to be, but yeah, so that's kind of like a rundown on the add-ons. What else? I'm not going to level this episode. This is basically just going through the interface and stuff. What I like to do is when I first start is I go into the interface, and you can see lots of information here. So you can block trades, block guild invites. So if you don't want to be in a guild and don't want that spam, you can block the invites. You can block chat channel invites. Not that you'll ever get that. There's an auto loot feature. I use shift instead and right click and auto loot. It's just a habit of mine. There's combat stuff here that you can change. There's lots of options for changing it. Some display things. So I like hiding my helmet because I don't like showing off my, I like to show my face. I don't like having a helmet on. And you can, more things you can change here. You can turn off your cloak. I'm going to do that too. You got your objectives here. Quest difficulty colors. I like that. A wider, quest objective thing here. I'm going to do that because it just like widens it out a bit. You got social stuff here, IM style panel or classic style, mature language filter. I think that's server side, so I had disabled a long time ago. Spam filter, etc., etc. Lots of little features here. You can enable or disable guild member alerts. I leave them disabled because you don't want to see people logging in and out non-stop. Action bars here is important, and I am going to enable these right off the bat because I like them. Basically, I've just added, and if we hold shift, you can move your skill. Action bars up here, down here, and on the right, which is awesome. And then names, you can change all the different name things like enemy plates, friendly plates, etc., etc. Lots of stuff down here. You got the floating combat text stuff here, which isn't really a big deal because I have an add-on that does that and it looks a little better. Status text, unit frames, raid profiles, buffs and debuffs. This one is always per character, I guess. Consolidate buffs, and I always check that off, so my buffs will just stack over here. It's just nice for me to see them that way. And then you got Battle.net kind of information here where you can, change some settings here, etc. You got some camera changes. You got some mouse options here. You got some help stuff. You can enable tutorials or display LU errors. Actually, I'm going to take mine off. Enhanced tool tips, things like that. And then we can get OK. Oh, and interface add-ons. A lot of add-ons, not all of them, also have some options here you can check out. Then after that, we have the system option, which you can just change your display settings. I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why I have my settings the way they are. So basically, right off the bat, everything is maxed out but shadows and ground clutter. You're wondering why the two. Is your computer not good enough? No, actually it's fine. But this is ground clutter. I don't like it because I can see the ground better and I have a clearer path to see that mob, maybe special objects from a quest, etc. Though now these days they have sparkles to make everything a little sparkle when you see it, so it's not a big deal. And the next one is, why do I disable shadow quality? Well, shadows are kind of pretty and they're nice and they really look good. They do bring down your FPS a bit, not really much. I don't really have much impact, especially since I cap my FPS at 60 anyways. I'm always at 60, but in Stormwind, and even then the shadows have no effect. It's just all the models. The main reason is I like the lightness of this. So when we hit apply, everything has more of a distinct light to it. Everything's not as dark and grimy, and especially when doing videos on YouTube, it gives you guys a better picture to see things a little bit better. And that's the reason why I have the settings the way they are. And then under advanced, there's more settings here. I have my max foreground FPS disabled, but you could actually change this. I don't know where that's changed. Okay, so I limit my foreground FPS literally to 8 FPS. So right now it's lagging. I mean, this video is going to look like shit now. But this is good to have the setting for max background FPS. So when you're tabbed out doing something, it will actually bring the FPS down and your computer performance should be a lot higher. It just helps you for multitasking when you're not paying attention to the window. Though, when you're on another window, it may start lagging it and making it unfriendly kind of looking, which may be a pain. I'm going to actually uncheck it because my computer's good and I have 3 monitors, so I may be sitting on another monitor and I don't want to be watching a slideshow on the other. Here's some network stuff. I think this is, optimized network speed, basically more packets, better performance for network stuff. You got language, sound settings, voice settings. They've built-in voice. Most people don't use them. But yeah, and from there we have a whole bunch of other windows here. We got C for character, which is my character window. Down here you can show more advanced stats and information, which is important. You have your titles, which I've earned over the time, like Patient, Hallowed, Explorer, Alliance, Jenkins. So it would be like, oh, it shows up there. Shies, Jenkins, Shies of the Alliance, Shies of the Explorer, etc. I'm going to go no title. Just prefer my name for now. Equipment Manager, this is really good to have multiple sets. You can create sets later on. So let's say I have a DPS set and a tank set. That comes handy later, and you can even have an icon where you just click it and switch back and forth. Of course, these sets have to sit in your inventory, so it's more end game when you wear multiple sets or do multiple sets, or even lower game when you're maybe doing a healing set and a DPS set, or a tank set and a DPS set, whatever. But I find like most people wear their sets all the way to the end anyways, just because a lot of them have familiar stats these days. Mainly it's just their talents that they're changing. But over here is our talents and specializations. We can't check that till level 10. We can't even override it with N. You got your achievements here, which are account-wide now. This is one of the biggest, nicest features ever. If you're an old WoW player who used to make alts and hate that your achievements never were on your next character, now they are. These are my total achievements on the entire account, which is awesome. And achievements have really good information here for statistics, which is fun to look at. You can go like character wealth, consumables, reputation, gear, some combat. There's some fun stuff on here, kills. There's some good information here to just like go back and say, oh my god, 6 months ago I started this character and I've already done this and that, and just for laughs and giggles kind of. You got your quest log here, which is L. You got your guild information, which we're already in. And you can see the roster there. You got the guild information here. It tells you news like, somebody hit level 70, somebody looted a cool item. You got your news here again. You got rewards. These are little rewards that you can buy basically once your guild is a certain rep, which is the reason why we joined a level 25 guild, because some of that gold, I'm going to kind of cheat here, some of that gold that Andy had transferred onto his character onto this server will get me some of this gear, which you can earn yourself, and I'm going to actually teach you how to actually make a lot of money at the younger ages of this game, so hopefully there's something for both of us to learn at there. And then some guild info here, like challenges, message of the day, guild information. Maybe they put like their TeamSpeak or, you know, information in there. And then from there, we have player versus player, which we don't have access till 10. We have Dungeon Finder, which is at 15. Then we have mounts and pets. Now, mounts and pets are now also account-wide, which is awesome. All mine are going to be grayed out because, of course, I can't ride a pet yet, or a mount, I should say. I have 55 mounts, which isn't a lot, but is quite higher than most people. I would say, on average, I'm definitely above the 50% margin on that. The pets now, I definitely would be the higher percentage of people, and even that I'm lower, because most of my pets are duplicate. You can only have 3 of each type pet, but you may notice I have more than that. That's because when they added the whole bind on account pets type thing, so it's account wide, they didn't want you to lose all your pets that you had collected on multiples of characters. So you can take them out, but you won't be able to add them back in, since you can only have a maximum of 3 of those pets. The pets have a battle system, which you can actually literally go and duel other pets. You have a PvP system for it. It's a lot to take in. It's basically Pokemon for World of Warcraft, and we will go into that more in depth down the road for sure, and you guys will like that a lot. And then you have a dungeon information system here, which I think has all of them now. Yes. So you have all these different. These are all the classic dungeons. These are all the classic raids, which apparently doesn't let us look at them. Either they're not marked or we just can't see them. I'm not sure. You have the Burning Crusade. These are all the dungeons, and once again, raids, but we can't see them. So if we click Hellfire Ramparts, they'll show you the normal, or you can switch to the heroic one, and you'll get information on like the boss's moves. And you can see some of them should change. Actually, I think some of them do change, but maybe not as much as the old ones. The loot definitely changes from normal to heroic. And you can see the loot changes. And then models down here. You can see the boss model down here. Isn't that cool? So you can see the bosses you're going to fight. How awesome is that looking, guys? And of course, you have one for Wrath of the Lich King, all the dungeons. And Cataclysm, all the dungeons. This is where I guess they had the raids done for them. And you can go in here and you can see all the different raids. This is a short range raid. Firelands here. You can see all the different bosses. It shows him all the different things. So here's like 10-man. Here's 25-man heroic. These aren't changing, but I guess they do change. I'm not sure when they change. Anyway, some of these will be different. And then the loots. You can see the different loot types from all the different ones here. Pretty epic, if you ask me. And then the models again. And then, of course, you have the current expansion, Mist of Pandaria, which this is all the raids, and these are the dungeons. There's not a lot of dungeons, of course, not yet anyways. Also, I'm not sure, but I think the dungeons here, I think even though it shows classic, I think it's by continent. Like, maybe I'm wrong on that, though. Scarlet Halls, for example. Yeah, see, there's a heroic. So some of them may not be listed all there. I mean, I don't think so. Cataclysm, I don't think they... Oh, they show ZG there. Either way, lots of dungeons and raids to do. Enough content to keep you going forever, which is awesome. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for that. And then you got the help button here, which there's a knowledge database to help you find information. It's via a web page, so it's a little slow on loading now these days. And then, of course, you got your game menu, and you got macros, key bindings. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So, yeah, that's a sort of a quick look into the interface, the add-ons I have. The next episode will be more exciting because we're going to actually do quests, fight, etc. But hopefully this is enough information to get you started And I thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to do the next episode with you guys. So see you next time.